Good morning, Rondebos and Groenkloof. Siddharta checking in with number 9. Oh, and Dill, yes, you, Dylan Wilkinson, if you happen to be listening, which I hope you are, happy birthday, my darling. I love you. Yeah, it's your birthday today as I sit here reading. Here comes the story. Yeah, here we go. Sometimes they went together through the villages in order to beg food for themselves and their teachers. What do you think, Govinda? Siddharta asked on one of these begging expeditions. Do you think we are any further? Have we reached our goal? Govinda replied, We have learned, and we are still learning. You will become a great samana, Siddharta. You have learned each exercise quickly. The old samanas often have praised you. Someday you will be a holy man, Siddharta. Siddharta said, It does not appear so to me, my friend. What I have so far learned from the samanas, I could have learned more quickly and easily in every inn in a prostitute's quarter, amongst the carriers and dice players. Govinda said, Siddharta is joking. How could you have learned meditation, holding of the breath, and insensibility towards hunger and pain with those wretches? And Siddharta said softly, as if speaking to himself, What is meditation? What is abandonment of the body? What is fasting? What is the holding of breath? It is a flight from the self. It is a temporary escape from the torment of self. It is a temporary palliative against the pain and folly of life. The driver of oxen makes the same flight, takes this temporary drug when he drinks a few bowls of rice wine or coconut milk in the inn. He then no longer feels his self, no longer feels the pain of life. He then experiences temporary escape. Falling asleep over his bowl of rice wine, he finds what Siddharta and Govinda find when they escape from their bodies by long exercises and dwell in the non-self. Govinda said, You speak thus, my friend, and yet you know that Siddharta is no driver of oxen and a samana is no drunkard. The drinker does indeed find escape. He does indeed find a short respite and rest, but he returns from the illusion and finds everything as it was before. He has not grown wiser. He has not gained knowledge. He has not climbed any higher. Siddharta answered with a smile on his face, I do not know. I have never been a drunkard. But that I, Siddharta, only find a short respite in my exercises and meditation, and am as remote from wisdom, from salvation, as a child in the womb. That, Govinda, I do know. On another occasion, when Siddharta left the wood with Govinda in order to beg for food for their brothers and teachers, Siddharta began to speak and said, Well, Govinda, are we on the right road? Are we gaining knowledge? Are we approaching salvation? Or are we perhaps going in circles, we who thought to escape from the cycle? Govinda said, We have learned much, Siddharta. There still remains much to learn. We are not going in circles. We are going upwards. The path is a spiral. We have already climbed many steps. Siddharta replied. How old do you think is our oldest samana, our worthy teacher? Govinda said, I think the eldest will be about 60 years old. And Siddharta said, he is 60 years old and has not attained nirvana. He will be 70 and 80 years old, and you and I, we shall grow as old as he, and do exercises and fast and meditate, but we will not attain nirvana, neither he nor we. Govinda, I believe that amongst all the samanas, probably not even one will attain nirvana. We find consolations, we learn tricks with which we deceive ourselves, but the essential thing, the way, we do not find. Do not utter such dreadful words, Siddharta, said Govinda. How could it be that amongst so many learned men, amongst so many Brahmins, amongst so many austere and worthy samanas, amongst so many seekers, so many devoted to the inner life, so many holy men, none will find the right way? Siddharta, however, said in a voice which contained as much grief as mockery, in a soft, somewhat sad, somewhat jesting voice, soon, Govinda, your friend will leave the path of the samanas along which he has travelled with you so long. I suffer thirst, Govinda, and on this long samana path, my thirst has not grown less. I have always thirsted for knowledge. I have always been full of questions. Year after year, I have questioned the Brahmins. Year after year, I have questioned the holy Vedas. Perhaps, Govinda, it would have been equally good, equally clever and holy if I had questioned the rhinoceros and the chimpanzee. I have spent a long time and have not yet finished in order to learn this, Govinda, that one can learn nothing. There is, so I believe, in the essence of everything, something that we cannot call learning. There is, my friend, only a knowledge that is everywhere, that is Atman, that is in me and you and in every creature. And I am beginning to believe that this knowledge has no worse enemy than the man of knowledge, than learning. Thereupon Govinda stood still on the path, raised his hands and said, Siddharta, do not distress your friend with such talk. Truly, your words trouble me. Think, what meaning would our holy prayers have, the venerableness of the Brahmins, the holiness of the Samanas, if, as you say, there is no learning? Siddharta, what would become of everything? What would be holy on earth? What would be precious and sacred? Govinda murmured a verse to himself, a verse from one of the Upanishads. He whose reflective pure spirit sinks into Atman knows bliss inexpressible through words. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you were listening, Dill. Once again, I love you very much.